Black Widow, the first installment of Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was directed by Kate Shortland, and this movie stars Scarlett Johansan, Ray Winstone, Rachel Weisz, and Florence Pugh. In this movie, we see Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, on the run and dealing with a deadly conspiracy that has links to her past, whilst evading agents who've been trained the same way that she has. Before we move any further, guys, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel, hit that alarm bell as well so you can get notifications when my video is going to be uploaded, and give this video a like as well. Black Widow is one of my favourite characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just love what Scarlett Johanssan has done with that character. From when we first saw her in Iron Man 2, she has just been a brilliant addition, not only in that movie, but every Marvel Cinematic movie that she has been in. And it's a shame that she didn't have her own standalone movie sooner. Because if you notice, every Marvel comic book character, from Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, Captain America, they all had their own standalone movies before they all came together in Avengers Infinity Wars. And I was hoping that Black Widow would have had something similar. I was a bit underwhelmed and disappointed with Black Widow. Purely because I was hoping that this movie would have been an origins tale. Because very little is known about Romanoff's past. So we get to see more about who she is, how she became Black Widow, how she developed her skills, what missions she went on, and how she came up working for S.H.I.E.L.D. But it doesn't do that. The timeline of this film takes place after the events of Captain America's Civil War. And even from the opening sequence of the film, you do get to see some of Romanoff's past, but it's only highlighted briefly. It's not expanded upon. And I felt had they would have done a standalone movie where it would have just focused on her past, from her going up to S.H.I.E.L.D., that would have been great. And then maybe if they would have done a sequel to that movie, they could have done the film that they're doing now. As a standalone movie, this movie isn't bad, but it's not great either. Marvel have done better. They've done better with Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Panther, even Ant-Man. And it feels like the writers and the director of this movie, they didn't take time to basically give a really good story. What it looks like they've done is they've taken a story, but more importantly than that, they've taken some of the best elements from some of the other Marvel Cinematic films and they've brought it into Black Widow. So where we see Taskmaster introduced for the first time, that feels so much similar to how Winter Soldier was introduced in Captain America. And you do see similarities between Black Widow and Captain America Winter Soldier. Especially the finale sequence on the ship and it starts to crash, exactly reminiscent of Captain America Winter Soldier. Where we see Red Guardian, Taskmaster, go at it in a fight sequence. That was reminiscent of when Black Widow takes on Hammer's guards in Iron Man 2. And even the finale sequence of where we see Romanoff taking pictures of all the other Black Widow secret agents all over the world, that felt so much like the finale sequence in On Her Majesty's Secret Service. One thing that I did like about Black Widow was the fact that they have taken the tone of this movie and moved it into a completely different direction. So Black Widow feels less comic book and leans more heavily to the spy genre. There were certain elements in this movie that were covered I think that comic book fans may find a bit mature and a bit surprising. So when Yelena, Romanoff's sister, says that she can't have children because she had a hysterectomy, I found that to be a very mature subject matter to tackle. But Black Widow is certainly grittier than previous Marvel Cinematic films. And the opening sequence when we see Romanoff's past with her parents and how that setup is, I found that to be brilliant. And it's a shame that it didn't keep to that tone. But Black Widow does have some fantastic set pieces, from the opening sequence of the plane chase to some brilliant fighting sequences, some great chase sequences. These are all executed very well. There was one sequence that was reminiscent of Skyfall, where we see Romanoff and her sister Yelena getting chased and they jump down in between an escalator and they slide down it. And that was so reminiscent of Skyfall when we see Bond chasing after Silver. Performance-wise, Scarlett Johanssan, I've always loved what she did with Black Widow. And what she does here is just as good. And as a movie, it's a great way to sign off the character. Romanoff has always been a side character in the other Marvel Cinematic films that she starred in. And in this movie, the focus is all on her. So we get to see her show more range as an actress. And Scarlett Johanssan, she knocked it out of the park. My favourite character was Florence Pugh as Yelena. My word. She was absolutely on the money. And you can tell from how this film plays out that Romanoff is handing the baton over to Yelena. because Yelena will be featuring in the new Hawkeye TV series when it comes out on Disney+. But Florence Pugh was absolutely incredible. From a physicality perspective, from a dramatic perspective, but also from a comedic perspective as well. She highlighted some of the many things that Black Widow has done, of when she lands and how she flicks back her hair. David Harbour as Red Guardian, I thought it was great. I remember David Harbour from The Equalizer, and he demonstrated great comedic timing as Red Guardian, as did Rachel Weisz as well. A Marvel film wouldn't be a Marvel film without humour, and there are lots of humorous moments in this movie. Another actor, Ray Winstone, he was a pleasant surprise for me because I wasn't expecting him to appear in this movie. I wasn't expecting him to deliver what he delivered in this movie. And Ray Winstone has always been a brilliant actor, and I like what he brought to this character and to the movie as well. But as a movie, Black Widow, it's okay. It's not great. But there are a lot of elements in this movie to keep you entertained. And I can't wait to see what's coming next in Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'll give this film a very strong 6 out of 10. So guys, that's my review. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications when my video is going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with whether you've actually seen Black Widow and what do you think about it. Comment down below and I shall see you all on the next film review. Take care.